Yeah. What it is, y'all?
Good
Here
evening.
again.
Good
Shiny
evening,
as a motherfucker.
America.
The shiny face. Look at my like my face shining like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
Shiny
you
face.
shine.
So
Yeah, yeah. I just got back from the hood. I rode over to my cousin's house in the dirty 30s. They're having a little party over
yeah.
there. Yeah. Well, actually, they
What
came
is
back
it? A
from
holiday this weekend or something? What is supposed to be a holiday this weekend?
a holiday. No,
I said,
actually,
is it supposed to be a holiday this weekend?
hmm.
No,
It's-
I'm asking if there's supposed to be a holiday this weekend. Is it delayed?
oh no, not that I'm aware of. I don't think you don't have too many holidays in the summer other than Labor Memorial Day, Fourth of July, and Labor Day. And then you have all those Jewish holidays in September. Oh, this sound's coming in crazy. Yeah, yeah. The only holiday it is, yeah, is National Flooding Day.
National flooding day. What the hell is that?
It's flooding everywhere, man. Las Vegas got flooded out. St. Louis got flooded
We
out.
got a bad
Kentucky got.
internet connection.
Hmm? Oh, we got a bad. Oh man, it's all bad on your end, man. Your shit got like a 30-second delay.
So I think we got a bad internet connection.
Yeah, we do. Let me see let me look at my signal.
It's a real bad internet connection.
Yeah, mine's weak.
You breaking up? You breaking up real bad.
Yeah, I think it might be my end. My
Well,
signal's
let's
weak.
try this. Let's see if it keep on dropping and everything. I think it's because I'm simultaneously broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube at the same time right now.
Oh, you are? Oh, well, okay, I'm on medium. Oh no, we went back to weak. I'm looking at the network, the signal from the network.
What it is? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Can you hear me?
Right. I think it's going slower because I'm broadcasting on two social media sites, Facebook and YouTube, right?
Yeah, I heard you say that. Well,
Okay, yeah. I thought it was a delay because it looked like it's a delay between here and there.
it was. It's not. It's starting back again.
Right. It's bad internet connection, but you can go ahead with the mantra.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking.
Islam is those tuning in. Order out of chaos out of order. Soul Cycle Alchemy.
Mm-hmm. Welcome. I'm waiting for my shit to fire up with my phone.
Don't mind us, y'all. Technical difficulties.
Oh, after I finish
upgrade these damn devices.
After I finish my mantra, I'm gonna let you do the libations, and then I'm gonna do mine. Did you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay, after I finish my mantra, I'm gonna let you do all of your libations, then I'm gonna do my libations. Okay, here we go. Through the power, force, might, and will of great no thingness, of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible life from which comes the absolute all. All that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form as we all now will and commanded to be, is now being and becoming an active force of higher consciousness and an active force of infinite intelligence within us all now. Being and becoming the great primordial dragon godson Kundalini flame, now whirling and ascending up our spines from our root chakra to our central heart chakra on up to our royal crown chakra, igniting our first eye, our Lord Amunel Drakra, the hidden priestly grandmaster magi dragon godson king and queen, igniting all of the 72 chakras in our first eye, our 72 primordial dragon godson kings and queens, and all of our legions of 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 armies 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 of armies. Now, willing all the powers, all the forces, all the elements, all the essences, dark matter and dark energy within the absolute all, into being and becoming all of our will's servants, serving all of our will's objectives, intentions, and desires, crystallizing them all into physical realization, actualization, form, as we are now willing commanded to be. Now, being and becoming an active force of unstoppable energy that we all need now, helping us overcome all of the obstacles, adversities in our lives, completely dissolving all of our lack, worries, and problems into nothingness, now manifesting into our lives as all of the substance that we need to will and command our lives into the proper order and law that we will and command and desire our lives to be. As I affirm the positive abundance in the absolute all, as an eachness and oneness in the absolute all, manifesting into my reality as divine love, perfect health and vitality, the abundance of prosperity, and in the absolute all, enriching my life and the lives of everyone around me, while protecting me from the evil of human thoughts and evil deeds against me and my family, neutralizing all of my enemies, bringing all out war, judgment, death, and destruction upon the evil souls, counterfeit spirits, and the ignorant walking dead automatons and their Lord and God, the demiurge and its archonic forces, enslaving and feeding off of the energy of the divine spark, the Kundalini race, and all of the entities and deities aligned with Yaldabaoth, who slayed our souls before creation, trapping them all in its prison of this physical realm of physical matter to be reborn, live, suffer, and die over and over again and again for centuries again in centuries and for millenniums until now, because now's the time of our rise as we all ascend to conscious unity, as now's the time of their fall, as all out war, judgment, death, and destruction is upon them all, as we all now will and commanded to be, through the power, force, and might, and will of the great nothingness, of infinite beingness, of infinite, endless, limitless, invisible light, from which comes the absolute all. All that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form, as we all now will and commanded to be, unto the entire omniverse, earth, and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies, from beyond the entire omniverse, earth, and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies. Now, completely taken over unconsciously, judging and destroying the entire omniverse, earth, and physical and spiritual matrix and heavenlies, being and becoming the all. All that was, all that is, and all that is being and becoming realized into physical realization, actualization, and form, as we are now willing commanded to be. Abracadabra, Ashe.
Presto Chango. El Cristo Negro, Ashe.
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 You do yours.
Aset, Ashe. Osiris, Ashe. Khalid, Ashe. Order out of chaos beings, Ashe. The the celestial beings, Ashe. Go ahead, brother.
Apep, Ashe. Sebeth, Ashe. Verdra, Ashe. Rudra, Ashe. Set, Ashe. Awas, Ashe. Leviathan, Ashe. Typhon, Ashe. Setanu, Ashe. Segment, Ashe.
Ashe.
Zorabanda, Ashe. El Cristo Negro, Ashe. Las Espiritus Tranquilis, Ashe. La Santisima Muerte, Ashe. San Simon, Ashe. El Cristo Rey, Ashe. La Santisima Padre Amen, Ashe. Madre de la Luna, Ashe. Madre de Aqua, Ashe. Francisco de la Sete Reyes, Ashe. Mama Shola, Ashe. Azathoth, Ashe. Yaxathoth, Ashe. Naira Lahotep, Ashe. Cthulhu, Ashe.
Ashe.
Hestar, Ashe. Shub Niggurath, Ashe.
Ashe.
Lilith, Ashe. Tiamat, Ashe. Kingu, Ashe. To all gods and goddesses, known and unknown, and to all chaos beings
Empress,
and beyond. Ashe.
Ashe. To my ancestors, Ashe. To all our ancestors, Ashe.
To all our ancestors, Ashe.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, another show. Yeah. We broadcasted for the first time on Facebook and on YouTube for the first time since this broadcast has started.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to get the listeners up to get aware of what we're doing here. What for those who are being introduced to this show from Facebook, what we do is delve into the metaphysical, occult, you know what I'm saying?
The esoteric.
Things beyond physical reality, right? So you might think we're crazy. You might think a lot of stuff that we're saying is pseudo. Don't mind it. We don't mind it. We don't mind you denying what we say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't mind you, you know what I'm saying, trying to rebut what we say or whatever. We're just trying to channel as much of the higher spirits, of our higher spirits we can, and bring it to the people. And listening to that subtle voice of the ancestors and bring it to the people. Because everybody not doing that. People not really taking time to listen to that still voice.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And when you do take time to do that, you're gonna get answers. You're gonna get a lot of information is gonna be downloaded to you that's gonna be privy to you. And it may be others too, because we're on this universal subconscious link, this web, this conscious web. So 5 or 10 of us could be getting downloaded the same information at the same time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, we connected not only subconsciously but consciously. It's like collective conscious is how the archon, the demiurge, actually control this reality by manipulating our mind. We already know that that's how this reality is created. This reality is created with our minds and spirit.
Yeah, and all the archons and the demiurges is the part of our mind and spirit that's trying to take over, that want to dominate. And it's up to us to put that shit into balance. Because I'm doing this meditation where I'm a galaxy. And as a galaxy,
really bad, brother. Hopefully the broadcast is catching it anyway, regardless of the voice breakup.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm doing a meditation where I'm meditating that I'm a galaxy. Okay. Me and and a feminine principle coming together, becoming a supermassive black hole and the central sun, and forming our own galaxy and putting the energy out there to form the stars that form the planets and all the life in it. And we're projecting the energy that it's needed for this galaxy to evolve and get to its highest level that it can get to before we get to the great attractor. Because when we get to the great attractor, the galaxy got to be vibrating at such a level that it'll make that trip. But if your galaxy haven't reached that level, it probably might get dissolved.
The things that are going to be revealed, brother, is like what you're saying is going to make more sense now that a lot of stuff that's coming out, but people are so caught up in oblivion that they really are not going to. It's not going to hit their doorstep until it actually hits their doorstep and it affects their life directly. People just don't pay attention to just the subtleties, but now these subtleties are becoming more prevalent.
Well, right? Some people call themselves stars. All right, what are stars? Stars are these massive objects that produces solar systems, and planets revolve around them. Everything revolves around them. And they're the ones that's projecting all this life energy. I call myself a universe, a galaxy.
I mean, we can express the energy as we see fit. It's all about cultivating the energy, though. This is what people have to realize. It's like the medical industry. Like there's a battle or debate in the medical industry that talks about territorial territorial theory over germ theory. Territorial theory over germ theory. Well, territorial theory says that if you create the environment for health, then you're going to have healthy people. Germ theory says, like, for example, germ theory is like Bubble Boy, right? Bubble Boy was in a bubble so he can avoid all the germs because he had a very compromised immune system. So Bubble Boy had to stay in a bubble because any contact with any germs could be his death. And that's the condition of the society that we have today, is where people don't even consider immunity as a natural immunity as something that can actually prevent you from, you know what I'm saying, and protect you. Right? They've been letting. So what I'm saying, all I'm saying is that these two worlds that's colliding on each other, that's actually coming together, that's bleeding into each other.
Yeah.
They're bleeding into each other now. So when you speak in this level of truth, like it's levels to truth, right? Yeah. In this level of truth, there are already programs to push you back into indoctrination that's already programs that's already in progress, reference point. So I'm saying this because like this is the spiritual, physical reality that we're existing in. Because physical reality is an illusion of ourselves, and it can be a deterrent from you realizing, like you just said, the answers are inside. We just said that still voice can't be heard because you are allowing this reality to control your mind, and you have to be controlling it, other than letting it control you.
They're going by the outside, what they can see, feel, touch. They're going by their senses, which is what they can see, feel, touch, smell, and read about in the newspaper or something, or see on TV.
That's the Matrix. And that's the Matrix right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so they're going by the upper brain, which is the Matrix.
Wow, sensory perception is the Matrix.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
sensory perception is your matrix. It's the matrix that you're living in.
Yeah. So if they're stuck there, then there's you just have to, if they want to stay stuck there, that's on them.
Well, it's at the end of the day, everyone is on this journey to raise their vibration, but everybody doesn't know they're on that journey. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They don't know it. They caught up in this world too much, and it's crazy how religious people, the Bible, even though I'm not a subscriber to the Bible or Christianity, I don't subscribe to that doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's so many spiritual truths in that book, man, that
Oh
people
yeah.
people
Well,
don't
it's
even
all
consider. And the Quran too, like that's why I don't subscribe to neither orthodox religions, but I read the doctrines. I get into the science of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get into the science because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. That energy development is going on inside of you. And depending on whether you are controlling the energy or you allow the energy to control you.
Well, like I said, you got stars and you got galaxies, and then there are planets, and then there are moons. Planets revolve around stars, moons revolve around planets, and all stars circle a galaxy. And the galaxy is the force that projects the energy, or that's able to pull in the cosmic energy that can sustain the entire galaxy. All the stars make the stars vibrate at a higher level, so all the planets vibrate at a higher level, and the life on those planets will vibrate at a higher level. And as that galaxy grows and the life in that galaxy, it doesn't end. I mean, yeah, there's we die or whatever, but the soul reincarnates again at a higher level over and over and over till we reach a certain point.
Interesting concept.
Yeah, you can't say I won't be here when that happens. Yeah, you might not be here as that person, but your soul will probably be here as someone else when that does happen.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole point is not to come back, right? So if you continue to incarnate, then I guess you're not learning your lessons, and you start something to learn again. You got something to. It's something that like that's what I'm saying. Like I just listened to Tina Marie saying I ain't coming back no more.
Okay, well then that means you're going to advance on a level of evolution. You're going to go millions of years. You're going to go all the way to the great attractor ahead of the galaxy. You're going to get there before the galaxy gets there. Now remember, the galaxy, supposedly this one, which is 100,000 light years across, is moving through eternity or space at 1.36 million miles an hour. So you're going to project yourself way ahead of that. To not come back. Yeah, to get out of incarnation or to get out of the cycles. I mean, maybe that's where Diva Chan is. I don't know. And the great thing about going to Diva Chan is that when you go there, you get to be who you are when you die. But you're experiencing life on a much grander scale than you would on the physical realm or even on the astral realm.
I mean, there is a state of being where you can simultaneously, we simultaneously exist in multi dimensions right now. We're multi-dimensional. So what if that is what our evolution is taking us to a point where we can exist fluently in all worlds simultaneously? Like, what
Well,
is that? The evolution.
well,
I think
okay.
that's what I will realize. I think that that's what the evolution is we're coming to realize that that's what we're doing anyway. We're
Yeah, well,
simultaneously existing in a dimensional world and simultaneously existing in multi worlds right now, but we
they
can't
simultaneously exist
we can't
within
sense
us.
it.
They
Say that
simultaneously
again.
exist. They simultaneously exist within us because we're
Yeah.
the outside is only a
Yeah.
projection of the inside. Okay, so the real universe is on the inside.
You remember what Bobby said about why they mummified the body?
Oh, to fool y'all, so it can stay within itself in its own universe,
Right.
and trick the demiurge,
Right.
and not have to reincarnate again.
See, and that's the point, I believe. Like, why are we continuing to come back to humanity? I know the point. I know the purpose. I know the purpose of coming back into humanity. Evolution purpose. I mean, to evolve.
Yeah, because when we do go to when you want to go to the 0 point, you want to get to the 0 point at the most highest evolved level, which is conscious unity, as possibly as you can. So that way you don't get there half conscious unity and half unconscious unity.
Right. I don't think that's possible. You're gonna always have that.
You never know, anything's possible. Anything, especially when it comes to the mind. Any fucking thing's possible.
No, you're right. I just use the word that's contrary to how the cosmos or the multidimensional reality works. So there is nothing impossible.
Yeah, because if you meditate yourself on being a galaxy, then all the multi dimensions exist within the galaxy.
Breaking up.
Okay, if you're meditating on being and becoming a galaxy, then all of you'll come to the realization that all the multi dimensions exist within you, with the galaxy. There are many dimensions within that galaxy. Yeah, you're stuck. You're in limbo. Was I stuck in limbo too?
We were both stuck in limbo.
Oh,
Right.
okay. I see you stuck, and you see me.
That's just a bad signal. That's just a bad signal. You got a real bad signal right now.
Yeah. Looking at, I got a weak signal on my internet. That sucks.
I think what I'm gonna do next time is cut off the internet, because I think every time I do my mix show,
Yeah.
I cut off the internet first before I do it. Other than that, it's gonna have a bad signal.
Oh, you got it.
When I
Yeah.
cut off my internet,
Let it reboot.
the signal gets stronger a little bit.
Yeah. It got to chill out for a second. Okay. It got to chill out for a
No,
second.
it's good now. I mean, it came back in, but I'm saying our next broadcast, I'm gonna cut it off first. And then I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna cut it off and then cut it back on, or reset it basically.
Okay.
Because the broadcast come out cleaner when you do that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Back to
It's
what
like-
we were talking about though.
Okay. All right. So, man, the world's getting rocked. The world's getting so rocked.
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
officially in so-called recession, right? Officially.
Well,
Right?
we're in more. Yeah.
GDP haven't gained any momentum.
Yeah,
haven't gained.
2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP is the definition of a recession. But however, the administration that's in power right now, they're trying to change that. They're saying no, that's not what that means.
No, they're not trying to change a damn thing. They're just trying to cover it up.
Okay. to cover it. No, that's
Yeah,
not what.
they trying to explain it as something other than what it actually is. That's what they're doing.
Oh, just like when they told us that this is only in transitory inflation. It's not real. It's gonna be here today and gone tomorrow. So don't worry about it. Won't
Right.
just continue on with your regular everyday life. This is just a passing fade or fad. Okay.
Well, people should have read the Green New Deal. I was going to bring it on here and read it, but I obviously just suggest people go read the Green New Deal because what we're seeing is that play out because they're trying to get everyone, which someone suggested, like the energy we talking about polluting the air, and they making that a big issue, but they're doing a lot of things that's contrary to environmental awareness and stuff, like with the whole mask policy. No one
Yeah.
no one is really even paying attention to the fact that the masks are basically making another mess as it pertains to waste being put out in the atmosphere that is not biodegradable. You know how many people have been using masks and throwing them on the ground, and they end up like there's a fucking environmental mess.
They're the new cigarette.
Right now, like, and nobody is going right on people, but they're pushing this policy, and then in California they just scared the people even more because I'm seeing more and more people go right back to wearing a mask again, and I'm like,
Oh,
wow.
yeah. And there's so many reports coming out saying all that shit was bullshit.
Look, COVID. This whole so-called pandemic. This is a religion now. It's a belief. It's a belief, and they totally believe.
Well, only if you're weak. Only if you're weak. It's a belief for the weak, man. It's not for the strong can see through it.
Look, you saying the weak, but I see a lot of people out here that I would consider strong people falling for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and at the end of the day, it's like, I guess they're naive. I can say they're very naive. They believe, like I said, it's a belief system.
Well, maybe their health has already been compromised.
There is no science to back up none of the policies. Scientists are coming out every day talking, rebutting the claims that this hokey is something that's going to take us to a greater health. Like,
well, the president just fucked that up when he caught it. Then he's completely immune. I mean, he's totally
right. When he got the hokey, he ended up.
He got the whole combo.
He just so-called got well, and that's just how the spirit works, man. You just can't be out here just being honest and thinking they're gonna come back on your ass.
Yeah, Fauci got it. But here's Dr. Fauci, whatever, Fauci, Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci caught it too. Yeah, Dr. Fauci.
What you call it?
But he's admitting that he's admitting. Yeah, I can't, man, shit. Doctor. But he's admitting that
boy Fauci, huh? Hey, that boy Fauci, he be fucking up.
Yeah. Dr. Salty.
He ain't fucking up. He getting rich.
Yeah, he's getting rich.
That boy Fauci getting rich, though. He's getting rich like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but Ted Cruz is ripping his ass. They going into him, man. They're gonna have to answer to that shit. There's gonna be a tribunal for that shit.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I was just agreeing up.
Yeah, there's going to be a tribunal for those criminals. They're not getting out of this shit alive. They're not getting out. They're going to get judged. They're going to get executed. They're getting taken out.
Right. No, but the ultimate judgment is coming. The divine judgment is coming, and it's upon us. Fuck all that. The inferior courts, man court. No, the ultimate cosmic court has judged this motherfucker, and the verdict is Judgment Day is here. Judgment Day is here. I was talking to a brother today. I was
Yeah.
talking to a brother today, and y'all was talking about his religion belief, how so-called Judgment Day is coming and everything. I said, so you think it's gonna when so-called God comes to judge this motherfucker, he gonna judge this society favorable? He gonna judge this favorable? No, he's not. Your God is going to destroy this motherfucker based on the rules or the principles set forth that this society is supposed to be living by. No, it's going to be destroyed, and that's what's happening.
Well,
Good riddance.
as a galaxy, okay. If there is a part of my galaxy that's going through something like this, well, obviously that's part of the evolution. But I would be projecting energy there that would raise the vibration up higher. So that way, people that are harmonizing are in frequency, are on that same frequency, they'll get that energy and it'll raise them up, and they'll be able to bring change to help that part of the galaxy or that solar system get past that particular.
No, there are entities or beings amongst us right now facilitating our vibrational rise right now. Like at the end of the day, there's going to be some amongst us who continue to vibrate on a low frequency, and they're going to get what they get. And there are going to be some amongst us who going to choose to go into this new energy, vibrating higher. And the thing about it is, it's everyone's free choice.
Well,
look, the thing about it is, this is the problem with religion that I have. That they're attempting to impose ideas of people's salvation. You know what? Everyone has the right to their own salvation. Everything that's why we don't promote imposing zealot ideas. We're not necessarily religious on this. We're very spiritual here, and we're into tuning in and realizing what's going on by tuning in.
Yeah, we're into evolving the spirit, and as the spirit evolves, the flesh will evolve. The flesh will fall. You know, in order for the flesh to change.
The brother said the system is forcing the Sodom and Gomorrah on the masses. Yes. Why? Because that activity, that behavior lowers your vibration. Right. This is why they're trying to impose it. Suggest this idea of same-sex marriage. Suggest this idea of you can reverse your nature and a man can become a woman and a woman become a man. No. The thing about it is the masculine and feminine energies are off balance within us. But they know this, right? And they're using this as an opportunity to pervert us with all of their ideas, their suggesting, their programming, right? We're supposed to be balancing the masculine with the feminine, and those are complementary energies. There are complementary energies. This is why we must return back to that dynamics, like that whole battle of the sexes. That battle of the sexes doesn't apply to melanated people. The battle of the sexes doesn't apply to the melanated people.
Okay. Well, again, if you look at it on a much more I'm looking at this thing on a very, very high scale of energy, and we're all connected. We're all connected. So we're all galaxies, but we're this galaxy, or I don't know how to explain it, but what's going on inside of us determines the vibration of this galaxy and the evolution of this galaxy. So if our evolution and our vibration stays low down here, it affects the entire galaxy, and it keeps the galaxy from going to the next level where it really wants to go. And we're holding up the show. And it's not going to go in with this Sodom and Gomorrah shit. Okay, this is like us allowing our darker side taking over our higher side. We're allowing our lower side to take over and to run the show. And all that's going to do is going to lead us into the total darkness and destruction.
Right. Well, the thing is, I think we're totally taking these concepts out of context because the darkness is not the enemy. The darkness is not the problem. The not dealing with the darkness is the problem.
Yeah.
We're not balancing it, but we're not balancing it out. I'm talking about as a society collectively and as individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, when I say darkness, there are different
like,
degrees of darkness.
I know. We should be on the same vibration as it pertains to what darkness is.
Yeah.
The unknown. It's the unknown. It's what is basically being shadowed because it's not being dealt with. It becomes shadowed because it's not being confronted. You know what I'm saying? And this is the problem. We have to do the shadow work. Every individual must do shadow work. And you will end therapy if you do shadow work because this is basically what therapy does. It's help you do your shadow work.
Okay, well that's called going into the darkness and discovering what's there. And when you discover what's really there and uncover what's really there, you're bringing it to the light. And when you bring it to the light, it's no longer darkness. It becomes light.
No. Darkness is light and light is dark. They are the same energy, but they just operate on two sides of polarity. But they are energy.
Well, when something becomes revealed, when something that was unknown, when something is unknown, the unknown, that's what is considered dark.
If you're using darkness as an allegory, yes, of course. But I'm talking about the energy.
Yeah, the energy. Okay, in the universe, darkness is that's different.
Light is not. So
I'm talking about going within. Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought you were talking about shadow work, going within, finding light by going through the darkness.
Huh? So they're connected. They're connected. The shadow work is connected to you doing. You bringing light to dark and darkness to light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same. It's basically the same shit. But
it's the same shit. The only way to get light, you got to go into the darkness and turn the darkness into light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you turn the unknown into the known.
Right. But I'm gonna give you an example about the world that's bleeding into each other right now. And they're bleeding like the program is becoming more and more obvious to people because we're involved in it. The program of the Archons, the Demiurge is becoming more obvious now. So it's like this is what I'm talking about. I just watched the Donny Hathaway story, unsung Donny Hathaway, right? The brother who sung soul music.
Yeah.
You know how he died?
No.
He died of allegedly by suicide, right?
Yeah.
Guess what he was saying before he died, right? He said, he was diagnosed schizophrenic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was schizophrenic paranoid, right? And he literally said that before he died, like a couple of days before he died, he said he had a nervous breakdown. He said, they're out to get me. He said somebody asked him who. He said these white people had me. He said these white people had me hooked up to this machine trying to gain my energy, meaning his talent. They were trying to gain my talent. And this is what he said right before he died. They dismissed it as he was crazy. He's schizophrenic. Right?
Well, of course, yeah.
You have to realize that these crazy people, these people who are dismissing, they're schizophrenic, they're crazy. They're in tune to spiritual world that may make them appear to be crazy. They're in tune a lot of times.
Yeah.
So
they're
at the end of the day, especially artists, he was an artist. If you listen to Donny Hathaway's music, very spiritual music, very toned in, energy, vibrational music. If you listen to it, so he was tuned in. So this is what I mean by these worlds bleeding into each other, and there's going to be more and more. This is why you see a lot more people that are diagnosed as crazy now. Why? Because these worlds are bleeding into each other.
They're coming out of the matrix.
We are seeing these people are literally seeing entities. Yes, thank you. Yes, coming out of the matrix, we're seeing things that were there. We're seeing things that were there all the time, but it's been covered up by the matrix. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, the brain, which is the matrix, cover up real, true reality, so that way we can function in the physical world without being bombarded with all these other different, multi-different realities that are out there that we're not aware of, because our brain is blocking that out, filtering all of that shit out. Now, if you believe in what the brain, which is the matrix, if you believe that is what's real and that's the real reality, then you're in denial. You're being in denial of all this other reality that the brain is there to filter out from. And so when that other reality starts flooding in on your ass, you're not gonna know how to take it. You're gonna go crazy.
Right. So they're gonna label you schizophrenic. They're gonna label you crazy. They're gonna say, "Oh, he's crazy." Why? Because what he's saying doesn't fit in the modern science view of reality, which is a cult
of the matrix. What the matrix say is real.
The modern scientific community is a goddamn priesthood, a cult. Freak out of here, man. So they are agents of the archons, continuing to promote an idea of physical reality that dismisses the metaphysical.
Well, they're no different than the current administration in office telling you that two consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth is not a recession.
Right. Magic. It's magic. It's magic. It's magic. They performing magic, because if they say something and they can convince you that it's real, then that's what we just told you. What they're showing you is the definition of magic. Because if they suggest some shit and it enters your subconscious and you agree and you believe, they just did a magic trick on you.
Yeah, then the illusion, you will get the illusion. It would appear as being real to you.
We are manifesting.
Yeah.
And we are manifesting this fake ass reality. Matrix right now. We're manifesting it right now.
Yeah. Now, but what's real though are the principles. Principles are real.
Yes. Okay? The principles.
All right. Principles are real. Okay. Now, even in this matrix, those principles don't ever fucking change. Now, the matrix can make the matrix can give the appearance that the principles are irrelevant.
Right.
And
you have to really, because people have bought into a fraudulent view or perception of reality. They bought into it, up, line, and sinker. So in order to get them to realize that we are creating the reality, that is the actual reality. We are collectively creating this reality. What they say is 6 billion people on the planet. Well, I know it's more than that.
No, 8 billion. It's in between almost
other entities. Of course, a lot more than that, but I'm saying we're not even counting this. It's 6 billion people in China.
No, it was 1.3. 1.3. You know that
Hell
we not 6 billion. Oh man, they would take over the whole fucking world. We will all be Chinese, dude. We will all be
yeah.
speaking Chinese.
Hey, at the end of the day, them is our
Shit.
Asian brothers. So I'd rather they be ruling than the goddamn pale skin ones. For real.
Well, okay. Yeah, well, they kind of bleached down too over there.
Yeah, but they will tell you that their origins come from the dark ones. They tell
Oh
you
well.
that. They
Oh,
tell you their
okay.
origins with the dark ones. You know what
Well, I
I'm
know
saying?
one thing. They got some beautiful ass women. That's for sure.
Even though they are oppressing the indigenous people who are dark skinned people in China.
Well, that's because you got a force down here. It's our dark side here. Our dark side is the archon, is the demiurge. We are the demiurge. Universally, there's the universal mind is sick, and it needs to be cured. The universal mind
Right.
needs some medicine, and once it gets this medicine, that archon and those demiurges, they can kind of like get put in a place where they're not making a big um, imprint on everything.
Right.
Yeah, but
I mean,
that's
it's
something that has to.
all about right. It's all about the collective conscious, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I always promote. I used to, and I'm gonna start promoting it again. For us to have synchronized meditations, right?
Yeah.
To come together, because this is what they're doing against us. They're
Yes.
using our synchronized attentions, which they harness that energy. When they can get us to pay attention to one thing, and they can literally, it's like a ritual that they're conducting, and they can
It
harness
is a
that
ritual.
energy. You know, what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
Absolutely.
people think paying attention is nothing involved in that, but that's why they call it pay attention, because there's a value to your attention, and the value is a very spiritual one, right?
It
They
can
can get
cause
you to
shit
pay
to
attention. They
manifest.
can manipulate the collective subconscious.
They can use your energy. They can use your energy as a battery, or they can hijack your energy and use it to
No.
promote all
You
kind
said
of
that they
shit.
can, and if they haven't been, that's what they're doing now. Like everything that this wicked system does is based on our energy. We're allowing this. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't give our energy to it, it wouldn't persist. It wouldn't be able to do what it does. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's because, mind you, for 20 years, I've been advocating us to have some type of allegiance amongst the poor, amongst the grassroots, because that's the real change. Whenever the poor, working class, grassroots actually get fed the fuck up,
Mm-hmm.
that's when change actually happens.
Well,
And guess
we're
what?
gonna have to. Yeah. Well, it's going to be about confronting the dark, our real dark side, which is
Yeah.
manifested out here as these globalists or these archonic spirits or beings, these evil or whatever, or scandalous entities or deities. They're part of, we're all one. We're all one.
Yes,
There's
I
nothing
definitely
separate.
agree. You're right.
Okay, we're not separate. So it must be a flaw in the original blueprint that has to be sifted out, and it's being sifted out and is being played out as these bad, so what seem to be bad guys demiurge or archons or whatever, devils or whatever the fuck you want to call them. But they're only aspects of some shit inside of us that we haven't gotten control of, and that we have to come. We're going to have to face this and take control and take that energy back and put it back where it belongs and turn it into something more constructive than destructive.
Right. Remember last week we talked about the energy that's coming is the same energy of the potentiality of a Atlantis type society. We in that potentiality energy right now. Like,
okay, well, this time
back to Atlantis. Not that Atlantis is coming back. I'm saying that energy that Atlantis was a part of that made what we call Atlantis. That potential,
that vibrational grid. So, okay. Right. Okay, but only this time is on the ascension and not on the descension. So it's a totally different. It's a totally different Atlantis.
Ooh, oh my
totally
God.
Different mindset. Can't go back to the past, mind. Now you can devolve and go and devolve back up and go back to the 0 point that way if you want to. We'll both end up in the same point, but you'll just be going the de-evolutionary way. I'm gonna go the evolutionary way.
Right.
Yeah, some people you can go back to the 0 point through de-evolution.
I like what you just said. Right. Like that energy, that potential energy, that Atlantis potential energy is on a recline. Like it's not a recline, but it's on the incline.
We're on the incline. Right? Yeah, even though we were declining, it was still higher than this. It was still higher than this, but the energy was declining. Okay. The time clock is like the sand clock was full, and then all of a sudden the sand clock started going down, and depleted till all the energy was over here. Now the energy over here is depleting and is going, but the time clock up is now down, and down is now up.
Yes. Right. And what happens is, this is the utmost opportunity. If we're going to change the dynamics of the energy, or the energy allowing the dynamics to change, we have to do it. We have to be working towards it. Like I said, that energy Atlantis type potentiality is here now. Like we can. Yeah. What I'm saying is, we have to examine what Atlantis was and what that society was about. They were a higher vibrational, hyperdimensional society that was. They bypassed a lot of stuff that we look at in this particular society. Was obsolete because they had evolved. Like there was no need for a lot of stuff that we suffer from in this society, like energy.
Well, they were still coming.
We're going into free energy. That's a society where you don't have to pay for energy. We're going into that energy where capitalism is going to be obsolete.
Yeah, because it's holding back our evolution. It's holding back our evolution. All the isms are going to be obsolete. Communism, fascism, socialism, fuckism, shitism, whatever ism. Mommyism, your daddyism, shit, your nephewism, cousinisms. Fuck them.
Right.
Fuck all the isms, because even the borders are going to be obsolete. Nations are going to be obsolete.
Like most people look at this idea of a new world order, a global community and all that. That's an old concept. That's what Atlantis was initially. It was like this global community or this global connection between people and stuff, right? So We looking at as, oh, if someone who controls it, who have ill intention for humanity to continue to keep them enslaved, I don't agree with that. But if we can connect all of humanity, meaning get rid of borders, we can connect all of humanity, meaning have us all working as a global one, you know what I'm saying, so-called human race. I mean, I'm not against that. That's to me that Atlantean energy potential that I'm talking about, like, and not have exploitative entities, these entities that want to exploit humanity, that want to exploit the natural resources, they want to exploit our energy, they want to exploit. We can. That's what we're purging. We're purging the exploiters. We're purging the ones who. We're purging the ones who say that there's too many of us, so we can't survive if because there's too many of us.
That means there's less for us because there's so many of y'all. There's less for us.
Yeah.
So for there to be more for us, there got to be less of you.
We got to kill some of y'all off.
Yeah. Well, that concept they just knocked that wall down when the Georgia Stones came down. Okay.
Right. That
was a ritual right there, letting you know that world order ain't happening. It ain't going down.
I mean, of course, that was a sentiment of a greater order or a greater realization that's coming to humanity. Like they were just riding off that energy, that spirit. Freemasonry and all these different groups and secret societies, they're just riding the energy of what's to come about. They seen it coming because they had privy to the sacred knowledge. They had privy to the sacred knowledge. So they knew all this stuff was coming. So what they're doing is they're saying we privy to it before it's coming. So we're going to try to manipulate. We're trying to get as much as possibly our goals met in the process. We know we're not going to. We have nothing. Like people want to think they're in control. They know they're not in control. They know they're not in control, and they're not trying to. My thing is, their thing is to keep us at a certain inferior place in society and in our mindsets, so that we don't even see the bigger picture of the fact that they're not in control of this. There's something great.
I think they're there to keep us, for us to mature. They're there to help us, to serve us, mature, and then rise up and take back.
Stronger.
Yeah, and come to the point to where, no, we are stronger than them, than they are. And they don't even really matter. We're going to take back what's ours. We're back. And you have no choice but to step aside.
But put it like
aside.
I'm going to prove what you just said, because what happens is, like the portion of society we operate in, right? It seems like no one is. It's like underground. It's like no one is aware of this level of understanding of what's going to come about and what's happening now, right? So this is like underground speak. We're underground right now. But what's going to happen is, like, more and more what we're saying is going to become more relevant, meaning that they're going to catch up in the energetic vibration.
It's going to be more mainstream.
They're going to catch up to it, right?
Yeah.
At that point, they did what they had to do to keep you at bay at a certain level of inferiority mindset. This is what we do. You're God. You're God already. Everyone listening, you're God. You're beyond God, really.
We're going to give you the weapon that you're going to need to that the only weapon that after everything else fails, you're going to have no choice but to come to the realization that this is the greatest weapon that you can ever have, and that they have no resistance against your real true weapons once activated and put into proper use.
Your true weapons seem to you at this point ineffective. But they are the most effective weapons you can use, which is rituals, which is setting the energy straight inside of you.
Yeah.
The thing
Yeah.
about when we saying setting the energy, Islam, I will. When you cultivate the energy, set the energy straight, that's all happening within you. So y'all don't realize how powerful you actually are. You don't. You need to. You need to realize it. And this, why do you think they spend so much time trying to control us? Because they know.
Because we're so powerful, by controlling us, we can help bring in help them continue to perpetuate the reality.
Their agenda. We're perpetuating their agenda for them.
Yeah, for them.
And it can't be. It's no other way they can make it happen.
And when they know that right now they're already living on borrowed time, that their time been up. It's just that the only reason that they're still here because we haven't waken up.
We keep perpetuating it.
So by us not waking up, they stay in power. But when we wake up and come into our true sense, game over.
Game the fuck over.
The whole universe changed. The entire landscape on this planet changed. The whole vibratory rate changed. The dimension changed. We go to a higher dimension.
Simultaneously.
Okay. And certain beings that are down here are not going to be able to make that jump with us.
But guess what? They're going to come to be what they actually are. Figments of our greater reality, our greater mind. They're just figments of our mind. They're projections of our lower selves. And
no, what's going to happen is they're going to get...
When we vibrate on they're going to just disappear like they didn't even exist.
See, we're sons. Remember, we're sons. We got souls. We're sons. Some of the sons here are very, very massive souls on this planet. And what's going to happen is those impure spirits are going to get caught in their gravitational orbit, and they're going to get pulled into those suns, and those suns are going to disintegrate them. All the impure energy is going to be disintegrated by the suns that are down here, the sons of God. SUNs. Right. Massive sons of God. Because the meditation is about pulling in the energy to make your soul massive.
It's the great attractor. Again, back to
the great attractor.
Because we're doing inventory to the energy right now. We're bringing it back in to distribute it back out as something purified.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
So that meditation, I've been doing it. The great attractor, just trying to go into the great attractor and try to be one with the great attractor in a sense of doing my own inventory within myself, doing my own inventory of my own energy.
Yeah, when I go into that great attractor, I'm going in there as a galaxy, as an entire galaxy. Right. And the galaxy is a fucking spaceship. It's greater than a spaceship. It's the ultimate mothership. Okay, right. This spaceship has stars, planets, nebulas, black holes, moons, everything. Civilizations beyond, multi-universes, everything. It's traveling through the universe at 1.3 million miles an hour.
And that's crazy because what's the ultimate destination of that vehicle, that galactic vehicle? What's
that 0 point. Like, the 0 point. Yeah. And all the souls and even the astral creeps that are here that don't have souls, well, they're going to be reincarnated, or that energy is going to be re-assimilated and transmitted and evolve into something greater as we go along through this trip through eternity to that 0 point. And all the souls are going to be, are, either going to evolve and go into that 0 point before the galaxy get there, or we all going there together. And some of it, and by the time we get there, I'm assuming that our souls are going to be awakened and evolved to a point to where we're fucking glorifying this entire galaxy. We're taking this shit to a whole nother level. This isn't, we're going to evolve past this level where we're at right now. We're not going to just die off right here. Something is going to wake up, and we're going to go to the next level. We're going to a higher dimension. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Somebody calling.
Oh,
yeah, but we're gonna have to end this one, bro. We're gonna have to end this one so I can start my other show. Like I said, y'all, I'll do another mix show on Mixcloud. DJ Big Stern. Mixcloud.com / DJ Big Stern. DJ Big Stern, capital letter DJ Big Stern. So go check that out tonight, 10 to 10:30. You know what I'm saying? I'll be going heavy into the grooves, into the higher conscious commentaries of multiple higher thought people, conscious critical thinking people out there in the multiverse.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's
check it out. This is the most listeners we ever had. We had 6 people. We had 6 people listening, and they were coming in and out. So I think we're going to continue to broadcast simultaneously on Facebook and on YouTube simultaneously.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any last words, brother?
Well, all I can say is that, man, you better be tapping into your higher energy now, because you're gonna need it, because it's very, very serious for all of us. We're all gonna be challenged. We're all getting challenged.
Which is a good thing. It's not negative. It's very good.
Yeah, this is gonna help bring out. I'm gonna bring out the shit that I don't know about myself. That's gonna come out. So, I can't be worried about anybody else.
Right, your true colors going to be shown.
Your true colors. So don't worry about other people. Don't worry about other people's business. Stay on top of your own business, because if not, you're not gonna make it in this world, because this is judgment time. Yeah. Shit. Every play you make, this is like the NBA finals. Every play count, every foul count, every shot count. This is the fucking finals of our lives. To the next stage. So let's evolve, America. It's time for us to evolve. And with that, I'm out. I love you all.